Good morning, friends. It is December 18th. It is a wonderful Monday morning, and we have a little bit of I told you so coming from yours truly. So, over the weekend, Vladimir Putin did his annual address where he issues a statement, then fields questions from reporters and whoever else he allows to talk. And during this statement, he said something very, very important. He said, mind you, that Odessa is a Russian city. I don't know the demographics of Odessa. It might be a little bit more Ukrainian than Russian at this point. But he has made it his intention, his stated intention, that they will take Odessa, which is something that I've been saying for months. Now, when the war escalated and Russia re-entered the civil war, everyone's saying, oh, he's going to take Kiev. Oh, no, he's going to go all the way to France. This master domination idea. It's never been about that, and I've been saying it since it started. This war, from Russia's perspective, from Moscow's perspective, has been about one thing and one thing only: the Black Sea. See, a lot of people don't realize this, and I've put this in other videos, but when you're a sovereign nation, you have what's known as an EEZ, an Economic Exclusive Zone. This allows everyone internationally to recognize a 5-mile buffer zone of coastland, off your coastland, where you can do whatever you like. You can use whatever minerals, you can use whatever energy, fishing, whatever. That is your property as a sovereign nation. Anything beyond that becomes international waters. Now, this is not just something that happens for oceans, but it also happens for seas, like the Black Sea. Ta-da! However, it's so important that you see China making fake islands all throughout the Pacific, saying, hey, we get this 5-mile buffer around this little man-made island. Who's to say it's not a real island? And so they continue to encroach on different territories. And the way it happens, especially like with Taiwan or with Japan, is that if you have two countries that are within 10 miles of one another, basically they just split the difference. So if you're 8 miles apart from, say, a fake island and Japan, you say, well, it's 4 and 4. Each side gets 4. So it's a bit of a mess, but it's a way for China to encroach on territory. But we're talking about Ukraine. So, as you may or may not know, there's a war going on in Ukraine. Who knew? So, the important thing about Ukraine is that you have this thing called the Black Sea here in the south. Here in the western regions, you have the Donbass, which is the Donetsk and Luhansk oblasts. You have Crimea, the Crimean Peninsula here, which I've talked about a lot. And then over here, this is Odessa, this little red dot here. And the Odessa Oblast, which is a province in Ukraine, the Oblast, it governs this whole area. But what you see here is that whenever, prior to the war, Crimea was Russian. Let's just call it what it is. And so they had a buffer zone all around the Crimean Peninsula. They shared a little bit of this area in the northwestern Black Sea, because you have Azov, the city of Azov, right about there, and they were sharing territory in the waters. But right now it's still kind of shaky here in the eastern side. Sorry, western side. Getting those mixed up, because Ukraine still owns these areas. Now, why is the Black Sea important? Well, it's very simple. So, since about the Obama years, energy production has been kind of faltering, and people were looking for new ways. And here in the West, what did we find? We found liquid natural gas, and you found ways of extracting energy from seas with, I guess, high carbon, historically, whatever. So like the Gulf of Mexico, huge, vast amounts of energy to be extracted from the Gulf of Mexico. Same thing with the Black Sea. Now, you can go and look at a map of energy discoveries in the Black Sea. There's a lot on this side of the Black Sea, and then Turkey actually has some on the southern side as well. But if you control all of the northern part of the Black Sea, you have a very large deposit of energy resource that is very important that just got discovered in the last 15, 20 years. And so everyone's talking about, oh, Putin wants to go and take all of Ukraine and maybe Poland and go all the way. No. It's always been about this area down here. And people don't believe me when I say it, but his stated intentions, again, are Odessa is a Russian city. That means we're going to take it. That is his intended purpose. It may not be a Russian city, but he's intending that it will be at some point, officially, if you get my drift. So, again, another big, I don't want to say I told you so again, but like this is what it's always been about. It's always been about energy and mineral dominance, hegemony. It's always been about this. It's never been about taking these cities over here that are, full of Stefan Bandera loyalists and all that. Ignore this. He's not been looking at Kiev. He hasn't been trying to roll tanks into Kiev. That's never been part of the grand strategy. You don't need a headache of millions of people to conquer or to manage, like, I don't know, Baghdad or Tikrit, or Kandahar. You don't want to do that. No, that's stupid. Instead, go down here, take your resources, negotiate a peace, whatever that looks like. And a lot of people have been talking about the rump Ukraine. It's a landlocked nation that is completely dependent on the EU. I think that's probably where we're going to end up, because you see Putin continue to say, we're going after Odessa right here. And if they get Odessa, all these little townships between Odessa and the Dnieper River don't matter. They will either fall militarily, or they will get negotiated to the Russians, because they got Odessa. They got the big city. And so that's where we are this Monday, December 18th. Hey guys, thanks for listening, and catch you next time. Bye.